to the most popular podcast on YouTube, up and coming, the Let Me Tell You How It Is podcast.
Let's go.
Starring your boy Andreas.
Your boy Noah, you already know what's going on. Let's go.
Your main man KD and I.
Clutch Worldwide here, back at it again, episode 2. And boy, does it feel great today, man. We are about to dive into some neat topics from the very well-known boys, you know. So we're going to have to start out with the main man in the middle, Mr. Keandre Davis. What you got to talk about today?
I'm saying he threw your whole name out there, man.
Hey, man, we talking about goddamn, you know, the things that was happening down there in Alabama. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Those tragic cans of whoop ass that had to be thrown down there. You know what I'm saying? It was tragic.
So let them know what happened. Like, what was the cause of that?
You know what I'm saying? You know, it was on the boat, you know, drinking and all that. Everybody was down there drinking. You know, they was trying to tell dude was doing his job, trying to tell them they was in the way, they gotta move out the way. They start tripping. They start tripping on them. They drunk. They thinking they, you know what I'm saying, big mad, boom, boom. They go up on them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, buddy threw the hat. Yee! Buddy, he was down for everybody. He say, I'm off the clock now. And then boom, they get the tussling. But you know what I'm saying, bro? Buddy was outnumbered and shit. You know what I'm saying? Luckily, he had some, you know,
backup.
He had backup, you know what I'm saying? He had the bloodline with him, you know what I'm saying? The folks was coming, and it was coming hard and fast on them, boy. They came through the water, they came from above, from below, everywhere. They was coming for their ass, and they came and they started smacking their ass, no cap. They came and started beating up everybody, you know what I'm saying? Throwing chairs, hey, they was doing everything. It was crazy.
I'm going to be quite honest with you, bro. Okay? This is coming from the Puerto Rican side of me. I'm happy them white folks got beat up. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say, you know, the brawl was necessary. What I am going to say is those motherfuckers that jumped on home dude deserve to get their ass whooped. How the fuck did people start getting... How did it become a whole brawl? And old white people, old black people, old everybody, young, everybody was in that bitch, bro.
Everybody.
So I just don't understand.
I do feel what you're saying. Sometimes violence is the answer. Because it's just like, you know, when you drunk, you know, you think that you 100% of the time you right, they wrong. Yeah. You know, and I think the one thing that they just felt like they was being attacked by was they saw the employee, and just, you know, for being Alabama, and now they just, you know, they just saw him and they was like, you know what, he just trying to ruin our fun.
I'm saying.
And so they just started tripping out, doing, you know, some buffoonery, and then they just started jumping buddy, and, you know, and I think the sad part about it is that nobody really came to help besides dude that swam there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro.
And I think that that's like, I just think that, you know, and that is probably sad because I know that there was bystanders there. And again, this don't matter about race, this don't matter about ethnicity, this don't matter about gender, this ain't about, this is about a man is getting jumped by a gang of white folks
for doing his job.
For doing his job.
And again, even if you don't know the circumstance, it's just
you just think 3-on-1.
And you just right. Exactly.
That ain't right.
So
you seen the
exactly.
And sometimes I just feel like, you know, at the end of the day, bro, like you said, violence in a way was necessary, but how it turned out to be that whole brawl, like, don't get me wrong, I think the chair was very necessary. And needed. But then you just started hitting the old white bitches on the floor, like, that's what was hitting me. I'm like, bitch is already down. He came behind Shorty, like, from the side of her, and pieced her shit. Like, I'm talking about when Brock Lesnar got hit in the head by Jeff and Matt Hardy. That type of shit.
He ate that shit. She ate that shit too.
I'm saying, she just sat there.
She got breakfast, lunch, and dinner in that one hit. She was done for.
It depends on the swinger, because I know she not getting up if I.
Like, don't get me wrong. I'm hitting the dudes. I'm piecing them.
Hey,
but you gonna hit the old white lady on the floor? Damn.
But it's just like, again, you just have to realize, put yourself in his position, and you thinking like, you getting punched from here, you getting punched from here.
I'm hitting everybody hitting me. But obviously, Shorty, the 75-year-old on the floor on her ass, it's no way she the one smacking me up.
If that's me, that's been the day I've been waiting on. Because I'm going crazy. But I'm suplexing. I'm going crazy.
I'm in the water and shit.
You see when Craig came out when he in the elimination chamber, when he came out the pot and he was going crazy. Man, you gotta throw the clip up. But it's fine. I'm going crazy, but I've been waiting on this day.
I think we all do feel like some type of way whenever we do, because I think that them people were Karens, all of them, and they were just, again, I feel like at the time it was necessary for him to just start swinging at everybody in sight that was not the same color as him.
I'll be honest with you. That's what I was gonna say, bro. Like, I don't think I could have participated in helping black folk because they would have saw me, and I'm sure that chair was gonna be coming my way.
They're like, hold on.
17.
Let's get him. Let's get him.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you.
Oh, and then what?
No, tap me in.
Like, what do I do in that situation, boy? I gotta just turn the other cheek, boy, and just cheer him on from the sideline.
Hey, bro,
Get his ass. Hit that bitch on the floor. Hit her harder. Like, I don't like, you feel me? But I can't really help or participate.
I'm going in there, bro. I'm kicking niggas' heads off. I'm throwing them in the water.
Well, unfortunately, everybody got arrested, especially dude that was defending himself. Because, and, I think at the time...
Wait, dude defended himself. You talking about home dude that got jumped?
Yes, I think he did get
arrested.
arrested. Well, because, 12 came up and they just, again, they don't know what's going on. They just see a bunch of people just going brawl ball, you know what I'm saying? And
I know they saw a bunch of busted up white people. That's
but it's just like,
again,
it's just like, it's unfortunate though, because again, he was defending himself. And he is going to get charged, especially Buddy that was hit with the chair. Oh, yeah, and I think Buddy that was helping out as well swam there.
I think they all are, bro. Because at the end, there's a law for that. I forgot what it's called. Fighting in public. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's it.
Man, but I do know is that I think Buddy that swung the old lady that was already on the floor, and we saw that, and they was like, yo, put him in cuffs.
Yeah, we gotta get that.
That was just crazy.
He's smacking old white people in the head with chairs. We gotta get him.
Yeah,
we can't let him go.
Yeah. But somebody got that chair though, and that's a Hall of Fame chair.
They probably got the dancing seat.
That is a Hall of Fame chair. That is something real right there. I would almost definitely keep that and hang that up. But
I'm selling that bitch on eBay.
No cap. But I'm saying to close this out, I do want to say this though. Two things about the people that was recording. One, you could have helped that man.
Hell yeah.
You could have helped that man. You was recording. You could have at least supposed to. But two, I do want to say this though. You got a good ass angle because we seen every goddamn thing. All them motherfuckers record, but you got everything. I know 12 said the same shit, but I'm saying it because I got a good eye view.
Yo, shout out that song they made too, boy. That shit was funny. Hell, bro.
They was, I don't know what was hitting more, the chair or the beats. But it was crazy. It was good.
Nah.
But again, that's history. That's internet history, though.
Oh, forever.
That is a brawl. That's history. Yeah, that was a brawl. We'll look back at it in a year and we'll be like, damn, shit's still funny.
The brawl of the late. The brawl
I'm telling my kids that's the Boston Tea Party. Man, I need to see that on page 400, some on the textbooks and social studies.
Man.
But again, going on to my topic, and we was discussing this before the video started, but I just felt like this was it's a nice little story. I'm not gonna go that too much in depth with it, but in 2008, there was these fellow twins that were arrested. And this is a podcast. It's called Surviving El Chapo, the twins who brought down the drug lord. This is produced by 50 Cent, so it caught my attention, you know what I'm saying? I started listening to it at work, and it was just basically describing of how the life and the story of these two, twins from Chicago. They was from Little Village, and how they just got brought into the life of drug trafficking by their dad. So they started out at a young age. They went and they did countrywide or country road trips to Mexico with their dad with like kilos of cocaine strapped up to the car and stuff, getting by, the border and stuff like that. So when their dad finally, got caught up in it, he had to, run all the way down there and start a new life. How they had to stay up there or stay in Chicago. And they was already grown. They was like 16, 17 and stuff like that. And so they started to, flip on their own. And they had a good little business. They was saying that they was making like 1.5 mil the month. And yeah, because they had people working for them in LA, in Chicago.
What ethnicity with these young men?
Well, they're called the Flores twins. I'm pretty sure. Yes, they are amigos, and it is in their bloodstream that they do. But again, it's in Chicago. You know how it is out there. It's just a life of crime, and it's just it's not really that safe. That's their life. They gang bang, they sell drugs. It's just a bunch of it's like Gotham City.
No, 100%.
Right.
So as they get older, they start to sell and flip in the United States. They started doing their trips as well, like their dad did.
Yeah. And
then one day while they was in Milwaukee, right, they got caught up. They had wanted posters on them saying that the feds is already looking for them and stuff.
Yeah.
So they had a run as well. They went to Mexico, lived with their folks that was also on the run. And then the thing that they messed up on is that they got caught up when it came. They stood out when they went over there, because you think about it, it's easy for them to just go and just start a new life down there. If you still want to flip down there, that's cool. But you just got to understand, there's other groups that flip 10 times as more and make 10 times as more than what you make. Cause 1.5 mil is like a Happy Meal, money type of, for them folks down there.
Shit, I'm taking my Happy Meal.
You know what I'm saying? But that's the thing though, is that they thought that they was going to do a little living, the same business they was doing in the United States, and then just, stay away from the police that's looking for them. The problem is that they got caught up and they came, and their excuse was to make themselves feel at home because they lived in Chicago for like 18 some years. And they're like, let's buy a house. Let's buy houses. Let's buy cars. Let's put money on the horse races. Let's go and, you know what I'm saying? And that stands out because people are looking at these people and they're not locals. They're like, oh, well, they got a lot of money. I wonder what they do. Yeah. But they are already accustomed to what they do though. So, Buddy, one of the twins gets kidnapped. Okay. And by, I believe it was one of Chapo's men, and he got kidnapped, and he was there, held ransom for like 20 some days, and he only got water. He ain't had no food, no nothing. And I don't buy that really, because I'm pretty sure starvation would have said.
Yeah, I'm saying 20 days.
But they called up his other brother, and they said, "Yo, you need to give us." I think it was he was asking 300 kilos. 300 kilos of cocaine. He said, I ain't got 300 kilos. I got 80 and 150,000 for you. He was like, it ain't even happening. I need my 300 kilos. So then they got mixed up. Again, they went and they got his brother out. And but the way he did it was he went to go see Chapo himself. He went to go see Chapo himself. He said, yo, you got my brother. And he was like, well, y'all owe me money. But the man in the middle was the guy that they known that was getting them the drugs. And he owed Chapo money, but he lied and said that they owed him. Yeah. So they got caught up, and again, they did business with him. They got him back, and they just started working for him. And now they are flipping in the United States.
Hold on, so now they working for Chapo?
They're working for Chapo. Yes, and they're one of. And let me tell you this: they were one of his right hand mans. Like they was one of their biggest distributors.
They was the main of AJ Uso.
They were.
So they went from being kidnapped and not fed by these motherfuckers to getting paid millions by these motherfuckers.
You have to understand is that you have to understand this. You're already on the run in the United States.
Yeah.
Somewhere where you grew up. So you go to Mexico, another country where you just you have family there, but it's just and roots, but it's just like. You really are running out of options to run to. You could go down to South, to Southern America or Europe, but then it's just, again, you're still on the run. So they decided, well, we'll just work for him and we'll just keep expanding the business. And that's what they did. They kept expanding the business. They kept, again, making millions per month, distributing all over the United States, all over Mexico. And for them, everything was nice. They started to have, they had their wives, they had children,
They were selling that cocaine?
So, yes. So everything was cool until the feds started coming down to Mexico.
Sons of bitches.
The feds started coming down to Mexico and started to look for them.
Damn.
And
They ain't even their jurisdiction.
Oh my
Where the hell you going?
Well,
That's what I'm saying.
when you one of the FBI's most wanted, I don't think that there is jurisdiction.
Nah.
It's
Because it depends. It depends. Now, if they in Mexico, right, all the United States got to do is be like, hey, yo, we got these two guys wanted in the USA. Y'all find them and y'all lock them up. We want them here unless they
Mexico had to agree.
You know what I'm saying? Unless they doing some serious crimes in Mexico.
Y'all see what happened to
Now,
Snowden?
if they selling the same kind of dope, they moving the same kind of bag around, making the same money, the Mexicans, the Mexican government gonna be like, hell no, we want these motherfuckers, so we gonna lock them up where we go.
Well, you gotta understand is that over there, they're really corrupted. Like
That's
they
what I'm
had
saying.
The cartel, especially Chapo's cartel, they had legit army men and government officials. Yeah. And all of them paid off. They said that sometimes because they also have rival cartels over there, they will try to get them. If one cartel found out that you was like, oh, it's a part of another one, they gonna try to kidnap you and either kill you or hold you ransom. And they had people like the police guarding them and paid off and stuff like that. Well, the feds came and they was asking for money too. They was asking for ransom. They was like, yo, you can either we about to take you in or you about to give us the money. They gave them the money. It kept going and stuff like that, but they were still on the run. And they kept having to have like these houses, these temporary houses where they would stay one night and then they would go and stay somewhere else. And then again and again. It was like that for months for them. And legitimately, one of the twins, one day they was just like, yo, I just don't want to live like this no more. Like, bro, been kidnapped, bro, been, stressing about the feds. They got stressed about other cartels and stuff like that. And then, he told his wife, he was like, yo, what if, like, I cooperate with the United States government? So they snitch on Chapo. And then, because he brought up John Gotti. And he was like, John Gotti killed like 19 people. Right. And he cooperated with the feds. And he said that they only gave him 5 years.
Yeah, but dude was white.
Yeah, he was white, yes. But either way, though, I mean, you also got to think of the times as well. This was back in like the 2000s. So it was a little bit stricter because at the end of the day, even though they did cooperate, they gave him 14 years. They had their sentence just ended last year and they're in witness protection right now.
Oh, so are they free?
They free.
They free, man.
Because they turned themselves in 2008. And again, the way they did it too was like, they got a lawyer because they had the wife go back to Chicago. She wasn't on the run. So she flew back to Chicago, met up with the lawyer. He was like, I got some buddies, some agents that's going to help us. And they was telling him, yo, you're going to have to voice record Chapo. And you're going to have to, go in and say, make sure, like, you're doing these deals. That way you ain't fucking with us. Yeah. And then I think the last piece of evidence that they needed was to have a phone call with bro about distributing, about buying, about selling and stuff like that. They finally got it. It was his voice. They matched up and now they built the case around him. Now, I think the most effed up thing about this though is that even though they were cooperating, one day the agent called him up and said, yo, we gonna need you to turn yourself in. And they was like, what? And it was like, yeah, we gonna need you to turn yourself in today. And he said it's specifically 2 hours. So they was there and they was like legitimately like they couldn't even go see family. They couldn't even, like their wives was all in the house. They was all crying. They didn't know what to do. They was saying goodbye to the kids and stuff like that because it was like, we can't afford anything for y'all to like happen to y'all because then the case goes down. Yeah. They got evidence and stuff like that, but then the people that are cooperating, they're like, oh well, they're dead. We can't do nothing with two dead motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So
Facts.
They left. They got escorted to the United States, and then from there on, this was back in 2008. So they was like, okay, well, they gave them a 14-year sentence each, and then I think in 2015, that's when they finally got him. They finally got him and stuff like that. But I thought the podcast was crazy because they just explained different stuff like about how, you know, about how to run the business.
Wasn't it in 50 Cent's voice?
You know what,
It wasn't in 50 Cent's voice?
He had some talking in there.
Ah, damn.
He had this one white woman in the podcast that was doing all the questions and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure 50 was in the room because he was having a talk. He was having some talk with him, but it was mainly the white woman and the twins, and then the wives were in the room and stuff like that.
Oh, so the twins was there.
It was their
so they
first,
was telling the story.
Mm-hmm. It was the first time they've been in a room together since Mexico, since 2008. So again, they felt like, again, there's like a lot of emotions. They was describing how when they was kidnapped, they was actually treated pretty fairly. Like, even though they supposedly owed money, they didn't get harmed. They didn't get,
Motherfucker, you said they didn't eat.
Yeah, that was still.
Fuck all that. I'd rather you beat my ass, but feed me at the end.
Hold on.
I'm sorry.
I don't know about that one.
I don't know about that, man. Because I seen
you gonna sit in the cage and not eat for shit.
I seen the video.
I'd rather take that over an ass whooping. I mean, if you just go
there,
there,
what kind of ass whooping. They just coming in there and beating you up right quick.
Let me tell you
But
this.
they coming in
they
with
breaking
batons.
bones.
That's what I'm saying. They coming in with the batons and the butt of the gun. And they hitting you up.
I've seen videos that are really gruesome. That's like, and they felt like that every moment that was in there. There was like, you never know when their time was, because it's not simple as they're gonna put a gun to your head and shoot you. I've seen videos where folks is getting their limbs cut off and beaten with them. Yeah. And it's
fuck that. Give me a Snickers or something so I can take the ass whooping.
I don't know. I don't know if Snickers is going. I think king size Snickers is going to do it. But I don't
that's
know
what I'm saying though. But like, let's be honest, bro. Like,
hey, bro, you know you when you're hungry.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, come on.
But yeah, I think it was just like, yeah, they snitched and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, bro, it's like they was like 20 something too. Like, and at that point, it's just like moving from place to place to place every night and not having a stable phone, having to have.
But let me ask you this though.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this though, because they just got out. You said they're on witness protection. Mm-hmm. Their life is not over.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Their life is not over. Mm-hmm. So my question is, and this is for both of y'all, personally, what do you think is worse, living that type of life or snitching on El Chapo? Knowing there could be major consequences.
What do you mean living that kind of life? Living selling the drugs life?
Yeah, selling the drugs life.
It just always
it's like you gotta look at it like this, kid. Even if you still doing it and you don't snitch, it's like one day you still living the life. You still, even though you're in another country, the fact that you got motherfuckers coming from another country trying to get you and your family and your brother, it's like you're gonna spend the rest of your life behind bars. So the fact that they got off with 14 years is crazy, because now, yeah, they still got to deal with the threats and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, at least they got people that's gonna be around them to protect them. Now, is it a guarantee? If it's a guarantee that they're gonna.
I don't know about that though.
I can get away from the cartel. I can go to the priest.
What happened when 6ix9ine snitched? He ain't have no protection like that.
But here's the thing though, he ain't important. These guys. One of the brothers now, he teaches a class to the police in Chicago on how to catch drug traffickers. So he's pretty biased.
Wait a minute, hold on. So you just wait a minute. Wait a minute, hold on, because exactly that. He did not only just snitch, he's continued to snitching. This is not approved.
Look, I snitch and disappear, but I ain't gonna snitch and then be like, you know what? Give me a badge, give me the uniform. I want to help y'all now. Fuck that.
You did what I'm saying.
Again, it's optional. He didn't want to do it.
Man, and he told the option to snitch again.
And again, he probably at work right now.
I think
he probably
telling on somebody right now.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I ain't judging. You feel me? Do you? You want to snitch? You snitch. But like, damn, bro, you done live that lifestyle. Like, how you completely like just switch up like that?
So what do the other brother do? Do he do something?
I think he just
his ass just had he retired.
He retired snitching.
Retired snitch.
One of the brothers was actually against it. They was legitimately like thinking of all the repercussions and stuff like that. They thought of it as a business. And they're like, yo, we've been doing this for so long. Why is it now that you want out? You know? But then a few days later, I'm pretty sure him talking about his, you know, with his wife and then looking at his children and stuff like that. He's like, yo, you know what? He probably do got a point. If there's a way to get out, because it's not just simple of me going to my head guy, the leader, and saying, yo, bro, it's been a pleasure working with you for a couple of years or whatever. I'm just gonna go and leave, bro. No, it's not. You will still gonna get hunted down and stuff like that.
But it could have been like that before they got with El Chapo. When they was just doing it themselves or whatever, goddamn, whatever they was doing, boom, they could have got out.
And that's why I tell you, they kept saying that money. They always were. Their characters stayed within them. That they said that they would never let money corrupt them. Now when I was hearing that, I was like, well, you guys are definitely corrupted. Because if I'm already in the run and I'm going to another country to live, I already have, because they said that they was doing trips to get like their money from the United States to Mexico. And they said they was bringing in like $1 million every other so often in cash. So $1 million would let you stay, you know, luxury in Mexico for like 20 years.
That's the problem.
So
that's the problem.
They kept doing it.
You can't join the cartel, make millions of dollars and be like, all right, y'all, I appreciate y'all, I'm fucking with y'all, I'm out. But once you in that business and you hit that certain pinnacle point, you quitting just doesn't make sense because you gonna piss off the guy you selling for unless you are the major cartel, unless you a boss that you moving it yourself. I don't see you being able to walk up to your guy and be like, yo man, I'm out, like my family, this, I'm sorry. No,
this is like a regular job. Unless you got a replacement, motherfucker.
Ain't no motherfucking job application to become cartel. You feel me? You don't sign no paper. You know, like. So that's why I think it's kind of like once you at that point, bro, you can't walk away unless you go to the feds or the police.
So let me check to see if it's still recording.
It's still recording. Do your closing statement.
Yeah, but hit your closing statement, brother. That's not what else.
Oh. But either way, though, it was just good. It was an interesting, listen. It was hella long. I ain't gonna lie. That shit was like 13 episodes of an hour long.
13?
Shit.
Yeah, that's shit. Yeah, it's like, again, it's one of those things where it's like you hearing it, but it's just also interesting because it's like, I don't really...
It's a book.
Yeah, that is a book. That's a whole
That's
book.
basically what podcasts are, though. They're like books. And
well, that was a long motherfucking podcast, bro, because this was like...
13.
But hey, man, it made my job... Yeah, I'm God. I was glued to that shit.
I feel you.
But again, this makes you think of that life, because 50 said it in the podcast. He was like, he was in that situation. He had a gun in the other hand and a mic in the other, and he had to choose. He said, "Yo, it could have gone either way, but he had a talent for music and stuff like that, so he chose the best option. But he could have been on the streets." Because again, growing up in New York as well, that's also a thing. You get pushed out to that life.
You fall victim to that.
You fall victim and stuff like that. So, fortunately, they got off. Not really. 14 years is insane, but still, it could have been life.
They could have disappeared forever. They could have been gone forever.
They could have been dead.
Again,
that's it.
It's just like to me, let me close this out. I'd rather be, the snitch life, I get it. You're breaking a trust. You're breaking a trust. You're breaking an oath. But I'd rather snitch and live my life. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with the threats and stuff like that. But at least I'm in the United States, bro. And at least if somebody do, kill me, it with a gun. Over there, if they capture your ass,
they hit your ass with a machete.
Yeah,
they cut your bitch ass up with a dull ass knife.
Yeah, And as a man, I'd rather,
shoot me, bitch.
Yeah, shoot me.
Shoot me, bitch.
Because I'm going to have some questions for God if I go up there and I'll be like, yo, why you let him do me like that?
I'm sorry, I had to go out like that, big dog.
I had to wash my arm, it hit me.
I had to wash this motherfucker in Spanish. Why you hitting yourself? Why you hitting yourself?
You know what I'm saying?
Man. So, closing out, we're going to see Noah, what you got for us, man.
Hey, bro. And this has been on my mind for a long time now.
All right, go ahead.
Because 15 years ago, it didn't exist. The government said, no, that's not true. It's not real. 15 years later, it's all over the news. They're real. They having whole fucking meetings about this shit. And I'm talking about aliens. How did 15 years ago they didn't exist, they were fake, the government was like, come on man with the bullshit guys, this is, come on, to, oh man, now we got paperwork of this, we got proof of this, we saw them in the air in Alabama over here, in Wisconsin, whatever. Come on, bro. Let me ask y'all, do y'all think aliens exist?
Go ahead, Katie.
I'll tell you this, bro. Because it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, think about it and stuff like that. But when you look at the stuff you see on Earth, you know what I'm saying? Like look at a motherfucking octopus.
You trying to compare an octopus to an alien?
Where in the fuck have you seen anything that look like an octopus?
Hey, I got
anything
one,
that look like an octopus.
I got one homie that think aliens come from underwater because NASA was originally made for the ocean.
It was.
So he thinking they found something in the water and they were like, yo, how about we just go up this time? Because obviously we don't want to fuck with what's down there. You know what I mean?
I mean, it's just the water's so deep.
You know why I think that
That's
is,
what I was
though?
thinking. They just can't get deep enough to find shit.
That as well. But you know why that is that this is a conversation for another time, but I do believe of, you know, the higher ups, and again they
higher ups as in aliens, or
no, like higher
government?
ups, like people with money, government
Trying to fuck us all up.
No,
Serious?
No. I feel like they're trying to colonize, and they can't colonize shit in the ocean, but in space, you think about it.
True.
If you think about it, they're talking about lately about how they just did that trip where you pay $250,000 to go up in a trip to, you know, to outer space. Now I think that's a red.
Now let me ask you: did they survive? Because the motherfuckers that went under, because the motherfuckers that went to the Titanic, they didn't survive, and they paid the same amount.
Wasn't it like a simulation or something like that on Mars or something like that?
Well, no.
It was like a Mars simulation.
They was out. Supposedly, they was out in, you know, the Earth's atmosphere, and they was just experiencing what, you know, basically what the satellites see. Now again, everybody's got their own conspiracies and their own theories about how we never went up to space and it's all like green screen and stuff like that. But
hey,
again,
because who was recording?
Again. But either way though, back to the aliens talk. Hold on.
Tell me who the fuck was on the moon recording? Where the camera at?
You saw them set up the camera.
They saw them.
No,
but you didn't see them set up the camera.
You think what I'm saying? Hold on. So who set up the camera? So wait a minute. How did he set up the camera? And then he came off the rocket. He the first one on the moon. If he set up the camera, where did he set up the camera?
But they said, you know, that's a little. They were like, "Hey man, run it back. You gonna jump out here? You
say with the explosions. I showed you. Say with the explosions. How the fuck can you record Hiroshima and Nagasaki dropping? How can you record it if everything in what 100 million mile radius, whatever you fucking want to call it, is fucking in the dust? How can you sit there and record?
But back to the aliens.
But back to the aliens. So
I'm sorry, but I just want to say
you're posting valid stuff though.
I'm just saying.
But going back to it though, it's just like I got an open mind. It's not stupidly open, but it's just like you gotta understand this. Is that, and I got this image to prove it to. We have one of probably technology that's so advanced that it is not really advanced, but we see stuff that really can't be seen with the open eye. And that's
But you finna show it to my open eye.
This is all. If you believe in aliens, you gotta believe in Bigfoot because they got video evidence of Bigfoot too.
Here's the thing, though. I will. If you that open-minded, yes. But here's
what about the Loch Ness Monster? We got that old picture of the Loch Ness Monster.
If you're open-minded, it could be a possibility. But it's like you have to think about it. Extraterrestrial life being existence. This is a picture of a telescope that NASA has. I don't know the full name of it. I think it is. Let me see.
Hold on, why you do that?
The James Webb Space Telescope. And I'll show you, Noah, that this is our neighborhood galaxy, or galaxies. This right here, what do you see right there? Then I'll post it right there.
I see a bunch of bright lights in the sky.
Bunch of bright lights. Now, I'll tell you this. every single one of these
Don't tell me they planets.
No, they're galaxies. So you see how we're in the Milky Way galaxy. These is billions and billions of light years away.
Yeah.
This shit is probably in the past.
Yeah.
It might look like some bullshit. And again, it has an open-minded.
Time
you
out,
have
bro.
to think, though.
So tell me this. How do you know that this is our galaxy? First of all,
it's not our galaxy.
Second of all, how do you not know that this is some bullshit? Why is we in the Milky Way? Why the fuck is we in the goddamn chocolate and caramel goddamn galaxy? What the fuck is going on there?
I'll tell you this.
Who put us here?
I'll tell you this.
Do we got a pool?
You look at a telescope, right? It's a, you know what I'm saying? Oh,
You gotta pay for that page.
man, I go back.
You gotta pay to look at the Milky Way galaxy.
But either way, though, it's like you look at a telescope, right? You're looking up at the stars. The stars
I don't
are
see galaxy though.
Yes, of course, because
They're
they're
too far away.
light years away. Do you not know what light years away is? That's like
Buzz told me. Buzz told me.
again, they're light years away. So you have to think about it. What you see up there is probably already done happened.
Yeah.
Stuff that's like we're trying to get to. We can't even get the fuck out to another neighborhood planet that's like in our galaxy.
Right.
So you have to think about it. We're not the only ones, bro. We are not the only people on this one planet.
I believe that is true.
That is
if that is true.
Mm-hmm.
If that is true. But I don't understand how that is true.
We got to understand this though. Is that again, I get it. Why would NASA lie to us about this specifically? You know, like about
Well, that's the problem. Who was NASA ran by?
Man.
The government, the same people that been lying to us since the day America existed.
Bro, look. You want to know what I heard, though? You want to know what I heard? I heard that they lied to us about, all the space stuff.
Yeah.
Because the people that you was talking about, the big people, they want the whole world to have one person in charge. Instead of, you know what I'm saying?
No, I just see.
And that's just how they do it, by saying, there's something coming from space and all that stuff like that, But I mean,
that's my problem with the situation, bro. For like, I don't want to say they don't exist, but my only problem is we've been around for so long, and we've yet to catch one. We've yet to spot one with a real good camera. Like I'm talking about, we done the iPhone 15 coming out sooner or later, and a iPhone 15 can't catch them. Shit, an iPhone 6S can't catch them.
Now let me tell you this though.
I can't record.
Let me tell you this though.
No, you know why?
Family in Arizona. The one, I don't know if you've seen the video.
I need to see the video. Look up the video.
But I'll show you
the
after.
video,
But again, it's been out for months now. They was in a fence right here, and they said they heard noises in the backyard.
Yeah.
And they basically went and they started recording with the flash, and they said that they saw an alien, or it's like big-headed, some gray, whatever. And it was like around 50 feet away from them. And again, I read the comments, and I also thought of this myself. I would have been pushing up with the camera. I would have been if I saw
If I don't
something.
see no guns in his hand or no weapons, I'm running up on his ass.
I would have one in my hand, best believe it.
Fuck you doing up in my backyard? Fat head bitch.
And
What
I'm
you
gonna
doing?
And
What the fuck you doing?
Hey, ho, get the fuck out my yard.
But I'm gonna tell you this though. They went and I read the comments, and I also thought again, why didn't they push up on them? But again, it's also we wasn't there for their perspective. We didn't see what they were seeing. And so again, they was probably scared shitless to what they was encountering. They never seen something
We saw the
like
camera.
this.
The camera got him, so we do know what he looked
But
like.
either way though, I mean, it's not a clear picture. Again, they saw it because they said it was closer to their backyard where the fence was. And then they said it ran off and then back to I guess back way to like this other part of the complex. And they didn't want to go and investigate one because again, I wouldn't want to do that shit either. I'm not on my white people shit. Not everything has to be fucking investigated, bro.
Okay.
If I hear a noise outside, and I legit know that nobody has broken into my crib, I'm going right back to sleep.
What mama used to say, the house
I'm
settling.
gonna have to see the video, and the only reason why I want to see the video is because these circumstances, it does depend on the circumstances. If I see the video and it's like a backyard where dude, all he gotta do is like the backyard ain't like it was nighttime?
It's at nighttime. Yes.
Okay, so one is at nighttime.
Yes, it's kind of hard. You don't even in the
100%.
video. I saw multiple videos where people were trying to get the resolution and lower the volume, all the contrast low to try to see what they was trying to look at.
But this is what I'm saying.
But again, hold on. They saw it. They called the authorities, and then they was talking about other, Arizona residents. They were seeing shit, and then the house that the people that were videotaping, they couldn't go back to the house. That whole area was blocked off. It was covered up. They was doing some shit. They just could not go back into the house. And again, you don't see that in the news. You don't see that in the channels.
No,
you don't see no interviews from them because you would think like, yo, what? I'm a news channel. Yeah, you say you saw something in your backyard. Tell me the full thing. I don't see no documentaries about it. I don't see nothing of that. So to really sit there and again, I'm going back to this. I have an open mind. This right here, what we're looking at is the Milky Way galaxy. We know what's in our galaxy, the stars, the sun's in the middle, the other planets. So if you think we have these planets here, and this is just one, it does blow your mind that there's trillions others.
No doubt.
So I do think it is sketchy that why is it just the United States that we're seeing shit like this? But it's not. You have sightings. I remember my dad would always tell me about sightings that my grandpa would tell him, my grandma would tell him over there in Mexico and stuff like that. And they have other superficial stuff over there, like the little people, like the little known fucking people and shit. And again, I've had multiple people tell me that they're real. I have yet to see one, but if I do see they call it duendes. If I do see a motherfucker, like small person that tries to go and nibble on my leg and shit at night and fuck around with me, I'm kicking the fuck out that motherfucker, bro.
So you telling me? Hold up. So do you believe those little?
So
I never seen it.
Now, people just believing in shit, dog. People just believing in shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? The tooth fairy gonna take your shit at night. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
It depends on how big your mind is, but I do believe that we're not alone. You think of stuff like the pyramids. How the fuck did they get? You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. They have. Joe Rogan's talking about it, that now in today's age and technology, there's no way in hell, and it'll take years to make it if we would try to replicate a pyramid like that.
Okay.
Because that bitch is big. And they had 3 of them.
Solid.
They have 3 of those, and again, it's like, you're thinking about it like, damn, how the fuck did they do that? You would think that back then the technology is way, it's worse.
This is my problem. Now, we talking about pyramids, right? Are pyramids in only one area, or is there pyramids all around the world? Because if there's pyramids all around the world,
there's actually 2 spots that there's pyramids.
Okay.
One in Egypt, where the tourist goes, and one in Antarctica. And guess what?
I
ain't
never heard of one of them.
You know why? Because it is illegal to go to Antarctica. It is illegal. You cannot go to Antarctica. There is no. You try to take.
What the fuck they got over there in the ice?
Again, whatever they hide in, they hide in. Whatever they don't want the public to see, they don't want the public to see. But at the end of the day, I get it. Yeah, I don't trust the government officials. I don't trust what they try to slur out in my face and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just know for a fact that we're not the only advanced race to ever exist.
I respect that.
I don't think that we're the most advanced race. That's what I want to say.
There's theories and stuff like that saying that we are the most advanced and that there were others behind us that died off and we're the only kind. There's other theories saying that we're just like our universe is just starting out and what we see, is in the making, is in the progress and stuff like that. Maybe whatever is out there in the other galaxies.
Speed this shit up then.
I'm saying.
Again.
But these gas prices is outrageous. Shit, let aliens fix that then.
But again, going back to the aliens, you can sit there and say you don't know if they're real or not, but what I do know is real is those UFOs. And I do feel like I do feel like the United States as a whole have weaponized them, and are hiding them in just to spite, just in case they want to. Because
they're waiting for the next.
But I'm saying though, that's why I said we're not the most advanced, because I even seen a video when they was talking about they seen the UFO and they seen how the wave was moving, and they said there could be no technology for it to move.
I seen videos of a round cylinder ass object floating in space with a fucking jet zooming by it. So I've always asked the question, how come they never shoot it?
Well,
down?
guess what, Gordo? I've seen a big ass dinosaur fight a fucking gorilla on the screen. All that shit was fake. So you telling me they can't make a fake ass object floating around next to a fucking jet? This is what I'm trying to say, bro. I will believe this shit when I see it for my damn self. And until then, like I said, if the alien exists, so does Bigfoot, and so does the Loch Ness Monster, and so
but
does all
about
the
that,
bullshit fairy tales we don't heard about, because can't nobody show me real clear evidence of this shit.
Because I say about that though, they could have existed, but maybe in the past.
Now they extinct type shit. See,
it could be like that, because there's a lot of animals that they've proven are extinct. You know what I'm saying?
Unless they in the ice. Unless they frozen in the ice, that's why they don't want us to go over there and see what's in the ice, because they don't want us to revive these motherfuckers. I get it now.
There's many theories. Again, there's theories.
Where we put them out of the museum, these motherfuckers, and bring them back.
There's multiple. Again, it just, you pick and choose what you want to believe.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not gonna yell at Noah for saying what he's got to say, because again, at the end of the day, he's got a point. He doesn't have clear point evidence, but it's just, again, the thought of
contact, never talked to none of them, never communicated with them, never sat down with them.
Man, some of them motherfuckers could have been in your class, you know what?
You feel me?
Them
we got
smart
the in the motherfucking making.
Them motherfuckers with all the A's. I see what you got. I see what you did.
Oh, so you dressed up
I
as
was
the
right
alien
there
on
with you.
purpose.
I was right there with you looking at your paper. Don't worry.
But again, going off of it, you pick and choose what you believe in. There's multiple theories. There's a theory where it says that there's something behind the ice caps.
Yeah.
That there's land behind the ice caps. And there's more to Earth that we don't see.
It's like how we in a big ass ice bubble too. Get the fuck up out of here.
They do.
There's a lot of conspiracy theories.
There's a lot of conspiracy, but we're gonna stick.
These motherfuckers still don't know if it's flat.
We're gonna stick to this one though. Again, aliens can mean a lot. Aliens can mean another race, the Greys, whatever. But I just stick it to it. Even though I haven't seen it yet, I just know we're not.
They're probably around.
We're not alone.
They exist.
And you would think that there would be some type of race that would try to colonize us.
I'm saying after 2023 years, boy, you would think these motherfuckers.
I would think these motherfuckers would have came down and said, y'all had enough time.
Caveman walls. The cavemen ain't never drew about them. The cavemen never drew about the pyramids. They are old as beans, and they got pictures all over the motherfucking.
Here's the thing. I think there is biblical images of UFOs, of people riding around in space.
There ain't no drones in the Bible. What you talking about?
Not in the Bible, but in the pyramids, I believe they have like flying and shit like that. Either shit they've seen or shit they've maybe dreamt of or something like that. But they've drawn different shit that was not in their time.
Yeah.
But again,
or if it was in their time, they were ahead of their time.
Yeah. But I think it's still crazy though how I think I did see this on the Joe Rogan podcast. I hate to bring up the podcast, but it's just facts and information. Okay. And it is true. We've seen it in the history books. Yeah. We went from horses to cars in like a 60-year span. Yeah. So you don't know the technology, what they probably would be hiding.
Yeah.
I think he had a guest on it that said that there's shit that we have not seen that we wouldn't believe of. So again, I do believe that these jets chasing around these UFOs, I feel like at this point they just don't give a shit no more. Yeah. I feel like they just had enough of Russia and said, you know what, goddammit, we have these fuckers that shoot nukes, laser nukes at your ass, so we don't play around. You know what I'm saying? So they testing out the toys now.
We got a belt that could shrink you, motherfucker. So you better not.
And that motherfucker is set to, and it ain't set to Wumbo, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That shit is set to Mini.
Hey, no count. Hey, but after I seen that motherfucking Domino's motherfucker on the jetpack, hey, but they got everything. They got everything.
As soon as cars could start driving themselves, bro, that's when I was like, holy shit, we're there. Like, I remember being a kid. I remember being 5 years old.
We don't got the flying car.
Are they talking about it, though?
But that's what I'm saying, bro. I mean, like if you think about it,
Yeah,
is a plane not a flying car? Because it got wheels. You
Nah.
ride first, and then you go in the air, and then you land on the wheels and start driving the wheels again. You can drive the plane around.
Man.
Is it not basically not a flying? I know, I get it's a different, you know what I mean? It's a plane.
Right.
And you want like a Volkswagen that can fly like a helicopter like we did in the reaction video we saw. You feel me? But
I mean, look. But I say this though. Because I was talking about cars. Can I propose we talk about something? Can I propose we talk about something?
What you want to talk about?
Because look, and this is the thing that is going on now. That is true. They are making the Tesla tunnels.
What?
They're making tunnels going under in California for Teslas only that can drive instead of driving on the street for traffic.
That don't even make sense.
It's fun.
Elon Musk, I've seen it in I've seen Elon Musk talking about it. He said because flying cars would be a little. Flying cars would be sometimes could be disastrous.
You talking about like decades worth of road work.
They already started.
Yeah, but either way though, it's not. They wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying.
The ideal plan.
But that's what I'm saying though. He's gonna do it. But that's why they're doing it now, only for Teslas.
Yeah, to self-navigate. To just have cars that just know the road and stuff like that. Because again, that would be hell if you had people that just drive on manual.
But in his idea, he wants to make it like 50 to 100 floors underground.
You would have to because you don't want shit to sink. You feel me?
Right, but I'm saying that could be the problem. What if shit does sink?
I'm sure if you building it all under the whole place of California, the whole state of California.
That's what I'm saying.
There's a good, you know what I mean? Because then at some point, from California, you want to go to here, to the next state. You know what I mean?
Right.
And they're going to start, because Teslas are everywhere. They in all 50 states.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I think the eventual plan is for everyone to be able to use them.
Well, go off, be worms and stuff?
Go off. We're going to be Monty Mole in this bit. But go off and close out your statement about the aliens. You started.
Man, at the end of the day with the aliens, bro, I do believe there is another creature out there that can do what humans do, drive, you know what I mean? Technology, stuff like that, bro. But at the end of the day, bro, the government has finessed us so many times and at one point had us sticking to the fact that they're not real to out of nowhere, they're all over the place. They are real. We got this, we got proof of this, and yet not one time have I seen proof. Not one time do I see the photos. I see they having literally the government, I forget what the hearings are called, but they have like government councils at the thing talking about it.
Yeah,
you know what
recently,
I mean?
yeah.
But I'm like, yo, but where's the pictures? Where's the proof? I can go up. It's hard to go off by a person's word nowadays, bro. Let's be 100%. And all because you got this title of government authority, I don't give a fuck. Y'all have lied to us for hundreds of years now. So, come on, bullshit.
Well, this was a fun episode.
Yeah.
This is, a little bit better than the first one. We're more in tune and stuff like that. And it's only going to get way better.
You ain't lying.
But we're happy that about the support. We're ecstatic. We're having fun with this podcast. The reaction videos are one thing, but this podcast where we could just sit down and have general conversations and stuff like that. You should hear us when we're spoken, every other day. We just have the wildest takes and stuff like that. But that wraps up the second episode of the Let Me Tell You How This podcast.
Let's go.
You clearly see that we did not hold back. We shared our, expressed our opinions, and we're letting y'all know how it is. Let us know about what y'all think about any of the topics that we talked about today. Yeah. We'll catch y'all next time in the next video, and we'll see y'all